Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Televisionary. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully you're staying warm with this mad winter storm that has struck the East Coast. See the hat? That's proof that I'm trying to stay warm, even in the house. Yeah, and a fashion statement. Anyways, have you seen Insidious: The Last Key, Chapter 4? If you have, please start sharing your thoughts and commenting. If you haven't, definitely go see it as soon as you can. Subscribe to the channel if you like films like this. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Share the video on all social media platforms with friends and family, especially if they have seen this or would like to see this. Subscribe to my channel for more, and follow me on Twitter at AdamKingOfTV3. Again, that's at AdamKingOfTV3. Insidious: The Last Key. We believe this is the final chapter, even though there was a cliffhanger, and yes, there will be spoilers, so get ready. This was directed by Adam Roboto, and it also had Jason Blum and James Wan as producers. Written by Leah Winnell. I cannot pronounce these names, and they're right in front of me, so don't mind me using the notes. Basically, when Insidious first came out, they had this plan that they had this universe, kind of like The Conjuring, that they were going to do this franchise. And critics are now saying that this was the fourth one, and it's time for them to close up the book. This was powerful. It was done by Universal. Blumhouse. Yes. The almighty powerhouse. So of course everything with some CGI, the background sounds, the music, the editing, the camera angles, the lighting, and the cast. Of course the cast. Lynn Shays, she plays Elise Rayner, the main character from the past 3 films into this one. In this one, I'm not gonna lie, it was startling. And it definitely had the people in the theater, the group of people I went with, which yes, we were gonna make a review, but it was so frigid out, we just couldn't withstand being in the car or even in the theater to make this, to have reactions from everyone. So that's why I'm standing alone tonight. It was startling. There were times where I would go like this. There were times where I look at the ceiling and I look at the floor, because it had those jumping moments. Plus it was supernatural, so you never knew what to expect. To the point where some people in front of us actually got so scared they were knocking their popcorn over, seriously, and then they knocked a bottle of soda and it rolled down into the main floor of the theater. People were in and out, and I don't know if it was because they were scared or if it was because they just had the munchies or they were thirsty or had to go to the bathroom, but it was different. Of course all the young kids were out on a Friday night. This film hit. It definitely showed from where I was with the box office, the ticket sales at my theater, and I'll be anxious to see the overall box office. It won't be on the top, of course, because it is a horror thriller film and they usually don't get there, but other than it. But yeah, definitely tackling storylines that they had not tackled before. Some spoilers. Elise's family came into the picture, her brother, her nieces, and then she had 2 of her cohorts that she worked with. And I have to think back to 3, 2, and 1 because it's been so long. I mean, in 15 is when 3 came out, so go back for 1 and 2. I think the first one came out when I was in college, and and that was like in 9, 10. What they did right, though, is they wrapped things up. Even though they had that cliffhanger at the end with the original demon, the one that was like the devil clown from the first one, they wrapped things up. But what they did and how they did that is they went into Elise's backstory, and we learned where she originated this gift. But it went back into like the 50s, and it almost reminded me of American Horror Story, and my sister and a few of my friends said it almost reminded them of like an episode of Criminal Minds, because it not only stuck to the horror supernatural elements, but it duped you, bamboozled you, where you thought it was supernatural at one point, and in the climax, it really wasn't. She got this call to go to her house after they showed you the flashbacks of her childhood growing up and how she was caned for having these gifts, and her mother died, and then she ran off, and you saw how the family was just estranged, and then she got this call to go in to this house, and this was her house that she grew up in, so she didn't know what to do. She took her two sidekicks with her, and then it turned out this guy living there had people locked in his basement. We don't know what he was doing with them, but that added into the storyline and the plot of the entire film, and the characters as well. And this demon was gruesome. The head demon in this film, the ultimate demon, as they said, gruesome. It looked like Sam, part of Sam from Trick or Treat, part of a clown, and like just a Walking Dead type. You know, it was horrid. And they, of course, they waited till the very end to show, but it was about the last key, because it was about these keys that he would stick into victims, and then he would take their soul, basically, and it kind of showed what hell could be like. That was interesting. And of course, it was a happy ending, but then there was that twist at the end where the other demon came back for one of the little boys in one of the previous films. Like I said, I need to refresh myself. I need to watch the previous three to understand this, I think, more. But if you go see it, and if you have seen it, I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from as I'm trying to recap this. It was brutal on the real life end. And I think that's what got my friends and my sister, is this happens in real life. You know, people abuse others, they kidnap people, and then you add the supernatural elements to it, and it just explodes. Overall, not one of the best films of the new year, but a pretty decent film. It definitely had people jumping, if that was their goal. Hats off to the cast, the crew, writers, directors, producers, studios, everyone involved in this to give us the last installment, if it is the last installment, which I think from what I've read it is, but I'd like to be certain on that since there was that cliffhanger at the end. Yeah. Yep. Definitely evil entities. But there was a plot twist with one of the good entities that led into defeating the ultimate evil in this film. So there are my thoughts, a little bit of a review with spoilers. Share your thoughts and comments, please. And also something else I just found out, American Horror Story Season 8, Ryan Murphy has declared that it will be about the future. Somewhere like along the lines they're asking of Black Mirror, Blade Runner, Planet of the Apes, sci-fi. Don't know how I feel about that, but I'll wait to hear more and get the little teasers and, of course, more that is unveiled by Mr. Ryan Murphy himself. So, a little tidbit information for you. Thanks for joining me. Come back tomorrow. I'll have another review for a film I'm possibly going to see tomorrow. I've been waiting to see for a while. So, Televisionary is over and out. Thanks again for the continued love and the support. It's all because of you guys. Have a good night. Stay warm. Stay out of this blizzard. It's brutal out there. Televisionary over and out. Thanks again.